Hello, everyone, and welcome back. The prediction contest has had a week off with the international break. We are back in full spirits now. And obviously, my name is Anders. You can find me at AndersBazFM on Twitter and YouTube. Remember to subscribe. And let's get straight into my awful takes on this weekend's football action. First up, we have Burnley versus Manchester City. Now, Burnley haven't beat Man City in probably about 7 years or something daft like that. And I don't see that changing at all this weekend. Man City need to avoid any further slip-ups, but I reckon they'll win here and keep a clean sheet away from home at Turd Moor. So I'm going to go with Burnley 0, Manchester City 3. Next up we have Chelsea versus Brentford. Now I'm not sure if Brentford have ever scored against Chelsea, let alone beat them. And I feel that story might continue here as well. Chelsea have been in good form on the pitch, despite the mess of goings-on off the pitch. So I think they probably will cruise to victory. I'm going to go with Chelsea 2, Brentford 0. Now, on to the games that I feel have got much more intrigue to them. We've first got Leeds versus Southampton, and I think we're going to see plenty of goals here. We're going to get a thriller, I reckon, at least 5 goals. But Saints have only won once in March, and they've been a bit uninspiring recently. I think they've got goals in them, but I don't think they've got a victory in them. Leeds have been a bit of a mixed bag, and they've won their last 2 games, so I think they're going to have the edge at home at Elland Road. And the final score, Leeds 3, Southampton 2 is my prediction. Wolves, Villa, complete contrast to that game. I think this is going to be tight, potentially dull, and not many goals at all. I'm torn as I feel that Villa have got the edge, but it's at Molineux, so it's a tough one to predict. I'm going to go with my gut and say Wolves 0, Villa 1. And in the final game, we've got Manchester United at Old Trafford against Leicester. This one should also be close, but I feel it's got a lot more goals in it than the previous fixture. Both sides are in a bit of a mess form-wise, neither really in particularly good nor bad form. They're just very up and down all over the place. But Leicester haven't lost to Man United in the head-to-head in their last 4 clashes, I believe. I think they've got enough to get at least a point here at Old Trafford. But honestly, this could go either way. It could be a big MANU win, it could be a Leicester win, it could be a draw, it could be anything. If it happens, obviously, it'll happen. So one of those results will... I can't predict all 3 of those outcomes. That's not how this works. I am going to go, however, for a draw. Manchester United 2, Leicester 2. And they are my terrible predictions, which will definitely win, and I'll be back at the top of the table, which makes it sound like I've ever been at the top of the table. I haven't. But we shall get there one day. Right, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of the content here on the FM Connection. Once again, I've been Anders Baz. You can find me at Anders Baz FM, Twitter and YouTube. Thanks very much, guys. See you next week.
Hello, my name is Tony, FM DNA, and these are my predictions for this week. So, Burnley versus Man City. It's got to be Man City all day long. 3-0. A nice, comfortable, easy win. I know Man City are playing away, but it's Man City. 3-0. Chelsea versus Brentford. Chelsea still having problems off the pitch, obviously being sold, but they've still got a great team. That shouldn't really make a difference. So I'm going to go for, like Man City, I'm going to go for Chelsea against Brentford, a nice comfortable 2-0 win. So we've got Leeds versus Southampton. We're going to come up to a couple of games now that are going to be pretty tricky to predict. Leeds versus Southampton. Leeds, Southampton. Who am I going to go for? 2-2. I'm going to go for 2-2. A draw. They're going to score, but 2-2. Wolves versus Villa. Another game, just like the Leeds and Southampton one. This could go either way. But I'm going to go for a away win, 2-0 Villa. I just feel Stevie G's team still got something there, something special. And Wolves, they don't score many goals. And I just feel away from home, maybe Villa can do it. 2-0. Man United versus Leicester. I hope Leicester win, but Man United will just win. I know they will. They're playing at home. They'll just get the job done. I'm going to say Man United 3, Leicester 1. Those are my predictions for this week. My channel will be in the description below. Go check that out. Thank you for having me, and I'll see you again for next week's predictions. See you then.
Hi folks, my name is Corky Blues, and these are my FM Connection predictions for the weekend. We didn't get off to a good start in the first weekend. I think I scored 1 point. Terrible predictions, and this is another reason why I don't do football bets, is because I just can't predict. But we'll give it a go this weekend. The first game we have is Burnley at home to Man City. I don't really think Burnley are going to threaten Man City too much. I think Man City are going to take this pretty emphatically. My prediction is going to be 3-0 to Man City. Second game we have is Chelsea at home to Brentford. Bit of a London derby this. I can see Chelsea being too strong for Brentford. Brentford are in a bit of kind of mixed form at the minute. A couple of wins, a couple of losses. I think Chelsea will win it by 2 goals. Probably 2-0, but I'm going to stick my neck out and I'm going to say 2-1. Sorry, my apologies, I'm going to say 3-1 to Chelsea. The third game is Leeds at home to Southampton. Leeds have won their last 2 games. Southampton have lost their last 3 games. It's going to be a bit of a mixed bag. I think there will be plenty of action. I think it's going to be a very entertaining game. However, I do think Southampton have the better squad due to fitness concerns with Leeds. I think Southampton are going to take this game. I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory for Southampton. Fourth game is Wolves at home to Aston Villa. Midlands derby. Form doesn't matter when it comes to derbies. It'll be a big game. I think Stevie Gerrard is probably going to get more out of his players than what Bruno Lage will do. I can see Aston Villa winning it. There'll be plenty of goals, I think. I'm going to take a stab in the dark. I'm going to say 3-2 to Aston Villa. And the final game this week is Man United at home to Leicester City. I'm sorry, but I think this is going to be it's going to be a boring draw. So it is. I'm sorry, Man United fans, Leicester fans. I can't see there being much excitement in this. I think it's probably going to finish 1-1. So those are my predictions for this weekend. As I say, my name is Corky Blues. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Corky Blues. You can also check out my Life After Lasso series on Football Manager on YouTube, where we take AFC Richmond into the Premier League. But that is all from me. Have a nice weekend. Thank you very much.
Hi there, it's Andy, otherwise known as A-Bomb FM. Here are my predictions for this weekend's Premier League fixtures. Really good start by me. Those championship games to catch up really helped. But 5 more games to predict from this coming Saturday's fixtures. First up, Burnley hosting Manchester City. Of course, we're fresh off of a international break. But Burnley before that did lose 2-0 to Brentford with 10 men. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for Man City. I fancy Burnley to get a goal, maybe from a player like Cornet. But with Liverpool in the early kick-off, if they beat Watford at home, they will momentarily go top of the table. So I'm sure City will want to get all 3 points. Chelsea host a Brentford side who, as I mentioned, did beat the 10 men of Burnley 2-0. Chelsea with a narrow win over Newcastle United, but they do have Real Madrid at home in the Champions League on the Wednesday, so they may well save some players for that huge Champions League game. So again, I think I'm going to go for a 1-0 win there for Chelsea. Same scoreline that they beat Newcastle by. Leeds host Southampton, and Leeds United have pulled out some big results in recent games. A 3-2 win at Molineux over Wolverhampton. Southampton in a bit of a slump at the moment. They've lost their last 4 games, including the FA Cup exit to Man City. Of course, Leeds are a bit suspect defensively sometimes, but against Southampton, I think there's not a lot separating them. I'm going to go for a point each there and a 2-2 draw. Wolves host Aston Villa in a Midlands clash. Wolves, of course, as mentioned, losing 3-2 at home to Leeds United. 2-0 up. Went down to 10 men with Jimenez's red card and Leeds getting the 3 goals to win. So Jimenez, of course, suspended for this one. Villa narrowly defeated by Arsenal at Villa Park. That was a 1-0 victory. But with the absence of Jimenez, I think Wolves will struggle to score. And I fancy Villa to get 3 points there. So I'm going to go Wolves 0, Aston Villa 1. And then in the late kickoff on Saturday, Manchester United host Leicester City. United with a 3-2 win over Spurs in their last league performance. But of course, losing to Atletico in the midweek games in the Champions League. United out of the Champions League. Leicester did get a win over Brentford in their last game. Few injury concerns for United, especially with their French players. Pogba missed training ahead of their game on Tuesday against South Africa, and Raphael Varane went off as France defeated Ivory Coast. So a couple of injury concerns there. Of course, Leicester have had their own problems with injuries this season, but I think it's going to be a close game, this one. I'm going to go for a Man United win just. I'm going to go 2-1 United. I reckon Ronaldo is going to be the difference maker there and get the winner. So those are my predictions. I can't really do much worse than last time unless I get 0 points, so we'll see how things go. Hopefully they're good. Of course, if you want to see more of me, there's a link to my channel in the description down below where you can watch all my videos, including my current journeyman managing Gibraltar, although we're just about to leave, so we may well be looking for a new club soon. So that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I will hopefully see you soon.
Hello everybody, Frankly FM 84 here again on the FM Connection. Today we are back with the Content Creators Predictors League, and we are going to have 5 more predictions. After having a week off, been sharpening the old thinking tools, going to try and smash this week's predictions. So let's start off with Burnley versus Manchester City. So a tricky game for Manchester City to come back to post international duty. Burnley are a stubborn team who try to frustrate teams, but I think Man City are way too strong. I could see Man City winning this one 4-0. On to Chelsea versus Brentford. Brentford are a team that do play better against the bigger teams, but Chelsea are just too strong. I can't see Brentford getting any joy against Chelsea here. I think Chelsea, despite the off-field shenanigans and everything going on around the club, they are too strong. I think Chelsea will win 2-0. The next game is Leeds versus Southampton. Leeds are showing signs of life there, playing some decent football. It didn't look it a couple of games ago, but I think that they are starting to turn the corner. They are finding their feet, and I think against the Southampton team that are hit and miss, I think they're going to get 3 more points. I'm going to go with the Leeds 2-1 victory. On to Wolves versus Aston Villa. So Wolves are a team that interests me quite a lot. Strange that their league position says they're quite high, but their goals scored means they probably shouldn't be. But then they do have good defence. Villa are a team that you can't really discount. I think that they play well sometimes, they don't play well at other times, but you can never count them out. And I think that this game has all the hallmarks of a 1-1 draw. Finally then, on to Manchester United versus Leicester. So Manchester United season is just a mess, isn't it? They have got nothing going, managers changing, interims, players with problems, on-field, off-field issues. Leicester, they've been a little bit hit and miss. They've kind of suffered with the Europa League Conference, whatever that's called, blues. They kind of come into form, go out of form. Brendan Rodgers was linked with the Manchester United job in the period where Solskjaer was dismissed. I have a funny feeling that Brendan Rodgers here could show Manchester United what they are missing. And I'm going to go with Leicester to beat Manchester United 2-1. Right then, so a quick roundup of my predictions. So I'm going with Manchester City to win 4-0, Chelsea to win 2-0, Leeds to win 2-1, Villa and Wolves to draw 1-1, and Manchester United to lose to Leicester 2-1. So then, before I pass it on to the next person, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button both here on the FM Connection and on my own channel for plenty more content. With that done, on to the next person.
How's it going, everyone? GG513 here. You can find me on Twitter at GG513FM and of course on YouTube at GG513. But enough about the self-promo. Today it's about predictions. Match number 1 is Burnley against Man City, and of course there's only going to be one winner here. Man City are going to dominate. Phil Foden's going to be incredible. It's going to be a 3-0 victory for Manchester City. Next up is Chelsea against Brentford. Bit of a London derby this one. But I think Chelsea are going to have enough to overcome Brentford. Of course, Ivan Toney is in pretty decent form at the moment, but Chelsea, they have an array of world-class superstars. I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory for Chelsea. Next is Leeds against Southampton. And this game is, well, 2 evenly matched teams in my opinion. Leeds aren't playing particularly well. Southampton are very middle of the road. So I'm feeling a draw. What I'm going to go for, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Next up is Wolves against Villa. A Midlands derby this one. And of course Villa, they are on a good run of form. And Wolves, well, again, they are very indifferent this season. So this is a very difficult game to predict. However, I'm going to go with the better squad, and I think Aston Villa have that. With Coutinho, Ollie Watkins and all the other guys, I think Aston Villa are going to win this 2-1. Finally, it is the evening game. Man United against Leicester. And Leicester, well, they are not the team they used to be, and neither are United, if we're honest. So, my head says it's going to be a draw. However, being a Newcastle fan, I don't really like Man United. So I want Leicester to win. I'm going to go for a Leicester victory away at Old Trafford, 2-1. Hopefully my predictions are a little bit better than last week when I scored minimal points. Turns out I'm much better at tactics than I am at predictions. Anyways, feel free to check out the channel. Make sure you subscribe to this one. Take it easy, and hopefully I'll see you next time.